Holy mackerel, our stock's looking rough today. Well, not today. Today's Saturday. Yesterday was Friday. Friday, we had a rough day in the stock market, which we're going to be breaking down today. We're going to talk about the overall markets. We're going to break down charts. We're going to go over news, and we're going to go over stocks that I'm looking at. So if you all find value, of course, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks from Moomoo. Link down below. We'll talk more about that later. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's dive into it. So yesterday on Friday, we had the S&P 500, and mind you guys, all the indexes went down. We had the S&P 500 down 1.1%, the NASDAQ went down 0.5%, we had the Dow Jones down 1.2%, as the Russell went down, let me see here, it looks like the Russell went down 2.4% on the day, as the VIX went up 10%. So you guys remember that UVXY ETF that we called out about a week or so ago? This thing has been moving like crazy. Actually, what's the ticker? UVXY. I always mix this one up. This thing has been going crazy. Talk about volatility. I mean, this is an ETF that essentially trades alongside of the VIX. If you kind of want to trade the VIX, this is a great way that you can do it. Mind you, it's very risky. It's very volatile, as you guys can see. But look, this went up 14%, almost 15% on Friday, and it's been going up and down, 10% up one day, 20% down the next, 15 up the next. This thing has been all over the place. So as we have volatility here, which let me pull the VIX up and show you, UVXY is going to be at the top of my watch list right off the bat, because of the swings that we've been seeing in that, as the VIX, like you guys can see, has been going everywhere. The VIX has been from 30 points down to 22 points, back to 30, down to about 22 again, now back to about 25 on the span of this past week. And it makes sense because what we've been seeing with the regional banks, Credit Suisse, everything has been crazy, guys. Talk about a crazy week in the stock market that we just lived through. So UVXY right at the top of my watch list here, as we do have the VIX now in the mid-20s. And let's be honest, the VIX could probably go back towards 30. Maybe it goes up even higher than 30 at some point in this coming week. So if we pull up, let's see the metals. The metals also went up like the VIX. We had gold hit almost $2,000 an ounce on Friday. This thing went up $70 an ounce. That is no joke. We're talking 3.7%. That is a massive move for gold. And now we can see this is big for the bulls, very big for the bulls. Gold is now breaking out of the highs from the the beginning of February, being about roughly $19.70 an ounce. And mind you, we clearly took that out. We hit not only $19.70, not only $19.80 an ounce, we hit $19.93 an ounce. We're almost at $2,000, which, fun fact, guys, we have not been above $2,000 an ounce on gold since 2020, it seems like. Actually, no, since 2022, when we had the Russia-Ukraine war pop off, and the time before that was back in 2020, when we had, of course, that huge run in gold from $14.80 an ounce back in March 2020, all the way to almost $2,100 by August of 2020. So now gold is testing a very big level of resistance here on the 3-year chart, guys. You see it right by this downwards channel, the top of it. This is where the metals have been struggling. Not only gold on the 3-year chart, but also silver, which we'll take a look at in a second. So this is the moment of truth. If gold could break out of 2,000, followed by 2,050, followed by 2,100, who knows? This could be the start of the next huge bull market in gold, the next massive leg up, which I'm totally on board for that. I'm totally on board, as I am a believer in gold, and I do hold some gold in the portfolio. And if I pull up silver, you guys are going to see something very similar. Not as the chart doesn't look as good as gold, I'd argue, but it's starting to move to the top of the channel here on the 3-year chart. You guys see it. Silver had a almost 5% green day on Friday, which is great. That's putting it closer to the top of the channel, which if I pull up the 4-hour chart, which you can see here, that high was roughly at 24.75, where we got rejected about a month and a half, actually 2.5 months ago here in the beginning of January, throughout all of January, early February even. So we're getting to the top of the channel on silver. We're almost near those highs from a couple weeks ago. If that breaks, if we break mid-20s on silver, guys, we're going to be off to the races, kind of like what I've been saying here on the channel for quite some time. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, and let me pull up SPY and Triple Q quickly and see what's going on here. To me, guys, if I'm looking at SPY Triple Q, based on what we saw last week, especially what we saw on Friday, it looks like we're putting in a lower high here, which is not the best sign for the bulls. You guys see that right here, lower high, lower high. Of course, we have all these lower highs that were made earlier in February, right? So we're making these lower highs clear as day on SPY, and what we saw on Friday was yet again another lower high. Now, one thing worth mentioning is if I pull the 5-day up, you could also argue, or maybe you could see it on the 10-day chart, that we're making higher lows as well in the past couple of days, which we are, right? You got one right here, another right there, another one right there. Well, that's really not a higher low, but bear with me here, guys. You see what I mean? We're also trending up in a way over the past couple of days. So this upcoming week is going to be critical for just the bulls and the bears in terms of picking direction. Are we going to end up failing through this point right here, which would mean, of course, the bears gain momentum if we fall through, if SPY falls through 390, starts going under 385, we break this little trend, right? That would not be good for the bulls. But if the bulls do end up maybe retaking the highs from, Thursday, Friday being about 395, if we start seeing 400 push on SPY, that would be a reversal, a breakout to the upside. So again, on the 4-hour chart, we are making those lower highs, and we put in a lower high on Thursday, Friday, but we're also fighting in the last couple of days. The bulls are still putting up a fight. Believe it or not, they're still putting up a fight. So let's see what direction SPY picks. Let's see what direction Triple Q picks here, which clearly this one is still looking pretty decent on the 10-day, 30-minute chart for the bulls. We have all these higher lows being made, but at the same time, on the 4-hour chart, guys, wake up and smell the roses. We're still technically at a lower high. Technically, even though this looks a lot better than SPY because it is above the highs from, a couple weeks ago, being the beginning of this month, 2 weeks ago, roughly 302. We're above that high. That's good. And we're above the moving averages, but, big but, we're still under this trend line that I drew out, and we're still under the triple top high from back in February, which you guys can see, that was right around 310. Now, if Triple Q breaks 310 next week, we start breaking towards 315, that's a different story. Bulls are going to be in complete charge at that point. All I'm trying to say here, guys, I'm trying to ring the alarm bell that the bears are they still have a slight edge, and we could still see a potential dump off here if this trend holds, which as of now, it could go really either way at this point. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you haven't gotten up to 17 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you doing? Use that link down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo and listen to this. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock right off the bat. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more free shares of stock plus 2 shares of either AI or BBAI. And that's limited time, by the way, until the end of March here. And listen to this. It gets even better. Wait, there's more. If you deposit at least $1,000, you get another 10 stocks on top of the 7 stocks you just got, totaling 17 free stocks. So yeah, if you guys want some free money, you also want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below or go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo. I appreciate you guys as always. Cheers. And with that being said, let's talk about some stocks. Let's break down some more charts. So I wanted to quickly talk about Bed Bath & Beyond in this video, guys. Ticker symbol BBBY, not to be confused with BBY, which is Best Buy. Bed Bath & Beyond ended up closing at $1.03 on Friday. It went down 3% almost on the day. And after the bell, you guys probably saw the news, maybe not, and the stock's crashing on this news. We got news that the company plans to hold a special meeting on March 27th, which is coming up. That's 9 days away from when I'm filming this video, to determine the split at a ratio in the range of 1-for-5 or 1-for-10. In other words, they're looking to do a reverse stock split to get this stock price back over penny stock status. Because let's be honest, whenever you see a stock that's under $5 and especially under $1, most investors shy away from that unless they want to gamble completely or they have that gambler's itch. Most people don't even look at stocks under a penny, right? Or under $1, rather, especially under a penny. So they're looking to do a 1-for-5 or a 1-for-10 with the final ratio to be decided by the board, I'm assuming on March 27th or around that point. And the news comes less than 2 weeks after Bed Bath & Beyond has announced that the stock would be removed from the small cap S&P 500 index, which of course, that's a huge blow, not only to the stock, but to the company in general, and quote, the board believes that the reverse stock split, which is what I just said pretty much, will likely result in a higher per share trading price. No kidding, of course it will, which is intended to generate greater investor interest in the company. That's according to the regulatory filing that Bed Bath & Beyond just filed recently. So at this point, guys, the stock is taking a beating. It is getting fleeced here after the bell, and you can see it closed at $1.03. Now it's at what, $86? At one point it got down to 75 cents, which was a drop of 27%. I mean, my goodness, guys, talk about slaughter on Bed Bath & Beyond. So this one at this point, guys, is in free fall. It's been in free fall as the company is likely to go bankrupt at this point, or at least be bought out, or at least, I don't know, something is going to happen. This is not trending in the right direction. Like I always say on the channel, guys, whenever you see a stock price go from $50 to $1, there's a problem. There is a problem in that company under the hood. There is a serious problem. And of course, there's a problem here with Bed Bath & Beyond. So they're trending towards bankruptcy, obviously. Now, the speculation here is, are they going to see another massive run-up like we've seen during this downtrend, which we've seen a couple of those, right? We've seen Bed Bath & Beyond go from $1.40 to about $6. That was back in the beginning of this year in January. Then in February, we saw this thing go from $3 to about $7. Now we're back at 85 cents. So I'm kind of looking at this like, should I throw a couple hundred shares at it? Maybe, a couple $100 to gamble? I kind of want to. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done it yet. Full disclosure, I have not done it yet, and I will let you guys know. Maybe I'll make a video if I do end up throwing some money at this, but this could be one that, for all we know, could go from 80 cents, 75 cents, maybe back to $2, $2.50 for, a nice little quote unquote. That's a massive run, right? But for Bed Bath & Beyond, it could happen overnight. It could easily happen. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I'm not telling you guys to go buy this. Heck, I'm not even going to buy it most likely. I might gamble on it. We'll see. But just realize it's very risky. Do your own research on it. And realize that if you do buy this and try and gamble on it, maybe hoping for a 3x return or something like that, you could lose all your money like that. You got to be mindful of that. You can lose all of it, but that's what's going on right now with Bed Bath & Beyond. We're probably going to see a reverse stock split, which maybe that could spark more interest in the stock. Maybe, just maybe. Time will tell, guys. And another stock I want to talk about here is FedEx, which I think we did cover on Thursday when I was on vacation. And by the way, guys, I was in South Carolina. I was in Charleston. It was a beautiful place. We were there for a couple of days. I think it was 5 or 6 days. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Ate a lot of food. Man, I think I gained 10 pounds on the trip. And a lot of it's probably water weight. I think I went there at like 210. 220 right now, 222. And this happened to me, a little side tangent, when I went to Vegas. This was about a year and a half. About a year and a half ago. I went to Vegas at like 210. And I came back at like 2:30. It was insane. The amount of food that I was eating shawarma every day, maybe twice a day, in and out. But that's beyond the point. We had a great time at South Carolina. I had a great time in Vegas as well about a year and a half ago. And needless to say, I like to eat a lot of food. I like to eat a lot of food. And, it's always fun on vacation, guys. You guys know how that goes. And let's just say I had a few margaritas, guys, and it was a good time. But now we're back at home, back on the grind. And we got to talk about FedEx because they reported earnings on Thursday. I believe, again, we talked about it in the hotel, and they ended up exploding. You guys can see the stock went up 8% on Friday, and I think it says here, Credit Suisse maintains outperform on FedEx. Yeah, Credit Suisse, they might not be, Credit Suisse any longer in a couple months. We'll see how they end up, if they end up getting bailed out or if they go under or survive. Go check out my Credit Suisse video. I made a couple of days ago, but it looks like here a lot of these analysts are maintaining outperform. They're maintaining a buy rating. Looks like here UBS has a buy rating. FedEx ended up doing $3.41 in EPS. That crushed the 272 estimate, and revenue came in at $22.2 billion, which missed the $22.74 billion estimated. So they actually missed revenue estimates, but they did beat on EPS, as you guys can see. And it looks like here the reason why the stock is exploding is because they raised their full year 23 EPS guidance from $13 to $14 to now $14.60 to over $15 a share. So yeah, not to bore you too much with FedEx's earnings, guys. All you need to know is they did pretty well. Guidance is solid, and the stock ended up breaking out of a multi-week resistance at about $212. We ran all the way to $230, and now we're starting to pull back, which is good, which is really good actually, because it got way overbought. It got to $230. Now we're at $220, and it seems like it wants to come down to retest this multi-week, which again was resistance, $212. Now it's support. It looks like it wants to come down and maybe retest $212, $215, and that could be where this could see another big rally, maybe back towards that $240 level, $235 level where we were back in August. You guys can see back in July, right around this time period right here. So FedEx looks good on this dip. Let's see how it plays out next week, guys. And another one that I'm looking at is Coinbase, which has gone ballistic as crypto has done pretty well. Let me take a look here, guys, at what crypto is doing. And mind you, I haven't looked at crypto in a long time. Full disclosure, I've been out of the loop with crypto, and I've never been a big crypto guy. You guys know that. I've mentioned it on the channel. Heck, the channel is called Stas Talks Stocks. It's not Stas Talks Crypto because, quite frankly, I couldn't make a whole channel on crypto. I'd lose my mind. I'm not that into crypto, guys. and I don't know. It's now Coinbase is telling me please re-upload your government ID. That goes to show how much I don't use Coinbase or I'm not into crypto. I mean, the app's not even letting me get on here to look at the prices, guys. Either way, Coinbase, let's just talk about Coinbase. Oh, now Bitcoin, look at this. Bitcoin, the app's working. The market today is up 8%. Oh my God. Bitcoin is up 5.5% today. Shiba's up 5%. We have Ethereum, and I forgot about Shiba, guys, man. Ethereum's up 4.8%. Dogecoin, where the heck's Dogecoin at these days? It's at 7 cents. Oh my God. It was at 6 cents a couple weeks ago. So talk about the Dogecoin millionaire. You guys remember that guy? He rode it up all the way. Now it's back at 7 cents. I think his average cost on Dogecoin was 5 cents, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he pretty much rode it up, lost everything on the way back down. Now he's pretty much back to break even, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, we're not going to make fun of the guy too much, but look, Dogecoin is up, Bitcoin's up today, all crypto's up, and we can see Coinbase has been doing very well. The stock went up 10%, almost 11% on Friday. It's at, what, $75 a share now, and there's no doubt about it. It is fully breaking out on the 4-hour chart. We're above the moving averages. We're above the highs from the past couple of weeks, and we also took the high out from the middle of February. So now it looks like we're heading right to the high from, when was this? The beginning of February, being about $80, $85. That's where this could be going. And if I draw this line out right here, you guys are going to see we're now actually taking out the highs, not only from a couple weeks ago, but also from back in October heading into November. We can see right around $75 is where we failed at that time period, and then we dumped all the way down to $31. So maybe we do take out 75, 76. I mean, we're right there right now. Maybe we fully break out and start to go towards 80, 85 during this, hype wave in Coinbase, whatever you want to call it. That could happen. Another one I want to look at, guys, is Activision Blizzard, which is looking pretty good. This thing's been looking good for a couple weeks. We have a golden cross. We're above the moving averages. And on Friday, this went down 1.1%. So it did pull back a bit. And it looks like we're right around the 50 SMA now. So I want to see if we do end up maybe getting some buyers to come in right around, let's say, the 50 SMA, $78-ish dollars. Maybe it comes down a little bit more here towards 76, 77, right about at that 180 SMA. That could be a point where Activision Blizzard looks attractive, at least in my opinion. That could be where buyers start to come in again. So I like Activision here in this little window between 76, 77 bucks. We'll see what it does at that point. And let's do a quick rundown now on the bank stocks. And I just realized this video is 20 minutes long already. We're rambling a little bit in the video, but we're back in the studio, guys. It feels good to be back, and we're gonna make the video as long as I want. And if you guys don't want to watch it all, it's all good, because I'm still gonna film it and I'm still going to post the video. So look, First Republic Bank, you guys saw on Thursday, I believe we got the news that Bank of America, JP Morgan, Citigroup, you name it. I think there's 11 banks that are giving $30 billion. Yeah, $30 billion in deposits to FRC to kind of keep them afloat, because a lot of their deposits are uninsured, like SVB like some of the other banks, right? So they gave 30 billion bucks, with the bigger banks pledging more money than, of course, the smaller banks, some of the smaller quote-unquote banks giving only, quote-unquote only, $1 billion, right? And we got that initial spike in FRC, I believe, on Thursday, which I was telling you guys on that video on Thursday, I wish I were to buy it, because I was considering, doing a little risky trade in the morning on Thursday where it was at 20, 21 bucks. And then all of a sudden we got that news. It ran all the way to 40. So that would have been a nice move on my part. But of course, I didn't take the trade. And here we are. On Friday, it went down 30%. We lost all that gain and went from 33 bucks in the pre-market Friday all the way down to now under 20 bucks. It's under 20 bucks as of the aftermarket hours on Friday. This is crazy. Now it's taking the lows out from Friday, or rather from Thursday, and it's about to go towards the low from earlier in the week. I believe on Monday, First Republic Bank hit $17.50, or Tuesday, whatever day that was, it got annihilated. So at this point, guys, this looks like it's heading to the teens, right? And a lot of these banks are still moving all over the place. So you got to realize, even if we get a piece of good news with some of these banks, it could spike up initially, but then the next day we could end up seeing all those gains erased. You got to realize that, guys. We just saw that here with First Republic Bank of San Francisco, right? You guys see that right here. And if we pull up some of these other names like CS, Credit Suisse, which we talked about, this one got declined more funding from the Saudi National Bank. That pretty much triggered a huge drop here, as there is a lot of speculation that this could be the next bank that goes under, right? We can see it went down 7% on Friday, and I think it did have a rally. What day did it have a rally? This day, right? On the 15th, yeah, Wednesday, we had a rally from $1.75 towards $2.40. Then we popped to about $3, almost $3 after the bell on that day, the 16th. And then it, of course, ended up falling down. So this could be one that maybe does well if, big banks come to the rescue. But who knows, guys? We really don't know. So there's a lot up in the air still with these banks, and of course the bigger banks are going to be all right. It's the banks here, the smaller regional banks that have a lot of uninsured deposits that are screwed. They had a lot of their portfolio in bonds, right? Bonds that were, when we had a low interest environment. Now with the higher interest environment, they lost a bunch of money on those bonds. They took a huge loss, spurring this panic, spurring the bank run essentially in SVB, and that's bleeding across other banks. So there's still a lot of uncertainty out there, guys, a lot that's up in the air, and I guess we could wrap it up there. We're 25 minutes in. I'll edit it down a little bit, but that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, of course, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to join the Patreon if you want to see my Patreon portfolio, be a part of the Discord, see my charts, my thoughts throughout the day. All of that's on Patreon, link down below, guys. Give it a shot. Let me know your thoughts about it. And if you guys want some free stocks, who doesn't like free money? Don't forget to get up to 17 stocks for Moomoo. Link down below. Open up an account. You get 1 free share of stock. Deposit at least $100. You get another 6 free shares of stock. And if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, this is limited time, by the way, you get another 10 stocks, totaling 17 free stocks. So yeah, if you want some free money, you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. Check out the Patreon. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers. Thanks for watching. As always, peace out.